Hi, it's Nydia Darby with Nydia's Yoga Therapy Studio here in San Antonio, Texas. And we're going to do some postures today we're going to do some postures. Hi, it's Nydia Darby with Nydia's Yoga Therapy Studio. Hi, it's Nydia Tirina Darby here at Nydia's Yoga Therapy Studio and the Open Hand Institute in San Antonio, Texas. We're going to do some therapeutic yoga that encourages digestion and elimination. Yeah, yoga can do that. Therapeutic yoga movements, yoga postures. It's pretty fantastic. It really is designed to help your whole body and mind and spirit. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to begin with a posture that is called supine knees to chest stretch. Our first posture is the supine knees to chest stretch. We do this by coming to lying on our back. I like to bend my knees. Oh, and just take a moment. When we first lie down, it's kind of nice to just settle, feel comfortable. And you can lie here and take a moment to just breathe. Hi, it's Nydia Tirina Darby with the Nydia's Yoga Therapy Studio and the Open Hand Institute here in San Antonio, Texas. Today, we're going to do some therapeutic yoga postures that will encourage digestion and elimination. We're going to start first by lying down and settling. So we come to lying down on your spine, knees bent. You could have your legs supported. You could have a blanket behind them, or the legs up on an ottoman if you choose. But for now, we're just going to lie, knees bent, bringing our hands to our abdomen or our chest, and just take a moment right now to feel the sensation of your breath. Your eyes can stay opened or closed. We're just going to breathe gently in and gently out. Just feel the breath moving through your abdomen, your chest, your ribs, chest. When you inhale gently, the belly, the ribs, and chest rise. And when you exhale gently, the belly and the ribs and the chest drop. Bring your awareness into this moment, into your own body. There's no need to force or push. Try to do anything special. Just settle. And during our work, during the postures that we'll do today, I just want you to keep your attention on maintaining soft, smooth, and gentle breath. That'll help you know that you're doing the movements effectively and that your body, your nervous system, is comfortable with them. Alrighty. So now that we're lying on our back and our breath is soft, smooth, and rhythmic, we're going to bring our right knee up into our chest. And then we're going to bring, if that feels comfortable, our left knee up into our chest. And we're going to hold on. You can hold on with your hands in front of your shin or behind and just breathe. Feel the sensation of your belly, your ribs, and chest move as you're holding onto your thighs. This is a great posture. In Sanskrit, it's, translated from Sanskrit, it's called the wind relieving pose. So I call it the supine knees to chest stretch. Puts a little pressure on your abdomen. It shouldn't feel terrible. It should feel pretty good. And there's a nice stretch along the backside body. But wind relieving pose, it can be. So just a forewarning. That's a good thing too. Very natural. We'll hold for a few breaths. And then we're going to bring one leg down and then the other. So when you do your postures, when you hold a posture for 3 breaths or 5 breaths, just go to the place where it feels comfortable, where you're able to breathe and it feels good. Another posture that we can do while we're lying down is the single kneaded chest stretch with a twist. So I'm going to draw my right knee into my chest. I'm going to take my left leg out and just breathe. Feel the sensation of my breath and bring my left hand to my right. Okay. Now, if we come into the seated position, now we can do our supine spine twist. So as you're lying on your back, on your spine, you can keep the knees bent just as I have them now. And for this posture, I like to allow my thighs to drop to one side. And a gentle version of this is just to bring the thighs together, the legs. We're going to draw the knees to the left, anchoring through the right shoulder, and look over that right shoulder and just breathe. You'll notice an influence on your abdomen, on your side waist. And once again, we want to really keep that belly, ribs and chest moving. We hold it for a few breaths. And then we come back center. And then let the thighs drop to the other side. To the right, I anchor my left shoulder, look over that left shoulder and breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Everything about your practice should feel very comfortable. Come back center. Now we're going to roll over and come into sitting. And in the sitting position, we can do what's called our seated spinal twist. And there's several ways to do this. We're going to take a basic approach here, stretching our legs out. I'm going to bend my left knee and stretch my right leg out. I'm going to invite my left hip back, left arm back. I'm just going to give a gentle twist here, lengthening the spine, turning my belly, my ribs, and my chest over the left side. And feel that sensation of twist in your belly. Nice, smooth, rhythmic breathing. And then release. It's nice to be even, so we're going to do the other side. Bending my right knee, inviting my right hip back, right arm back, reach. Lengthen your spine to create space in your torso, and then gently turn and look over that right shoulder and breathe. And then release. Now, yes, there are different ways to do our seated spine twist, and we can cross the legs and cross one over, and that's another option with the knees bent, spine long, and reaching around and turning. And then we come back. But there are times when not everyone actually has the ability to do this, and so that's why I offered the first posture, but just to be even, we'll do the other side. Bending that right knee, either putting that left foot on the inside or on the outside, spine long, and then turning. Breathing. And then coming back. Oh, yeah. So, we do a few sitting spinal twists, and they feel pretty comfortable. Another posture that we can do that is beneficial to our gut motility and our digestion and elimination is our cat-cow posture. And so in the cat-cow pose, we come onto the hands and knees, and making sure, again, when we do the hands and knees stuff, sometimes we have sensitivity in our wrists, but if you just try to place weight fairly even through the hands and take rest, just do a few. As we're here in this position, we're breathing, and once again, we're breathing into the belly and exhaling through the belly, expanding everything. We're going to inhale and extend our spine, and then exhale, flex round through the spine. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale and flex around. Inhale and extend the spine. Exhale and flex round through the spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flex round. Yeah. Inhale, extend. And exhale, flex around. And then release. Take rest for a moment. Make sure that it feels comfortable. And again, getting used to being on your hands like that. And it does take practice. And all of these postures are more effective when we do them on a regular basis as part of our normal hygiene. So if you need to, you can circle the wrists out after you did the cat-cow. There's also many variations that you can use when you're practicing. Well, another posture that is really wonderful for encouraging digestion and elimination and stimulating our gut motility is the cobra pose. Now, I like to lead us in a gentler version of cobra. I call it a variation of cobra. And so we start by lying on our stomach. And just at first, just lying on your abdomen, resting your forehead on the back of the crossed forearms and just breathing. You notice that when you inhale and exhale, you can feel the belly and the ribs and the chest expanding towards the mat, and this is good feedback. You feel the back of the ribs and the chest expanding upward. Now, not everybody is comfortable on your abdomen like this. Big hint, you should work on this if you're not comfortable, but that's when you might need some help from our therapeutic yoga practices. But if you can lie here on your abdomen for a few breaths, and if it feels fairly comfortable, then the variation of cobra that I like to share with my students is the stretching of the legs. We're going to bring our arms right alongside our body here, thumbs, fingers wide, and we're going to move the shoulders to pelvis. And when we inhale, we're going to lift the chest, and we might hold. Exhale, inhale, and then we're going to come back down and then rest. You notice that I didn't come up really very high. The traditional cobra is much higher. I'll demonstrate where we'll place the hands. And in the traditional cobra, the pelvis stays on the mat and we lift up to the height that is honorable, that we can breathe. As you can tell, there's a big emphasis on the stretch of the front side body. And then we come down. But don't be concerned if you're not able to do that. We can start. Keep breathing. By just coming up to where you can, because this work will begin your process. Breathing a few breaths in and out, and then slowly releasing down. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Coming out of this posture, I like to move into child's pose. So bring my elbows in close. I walk my knees in close. And again, this is a posture that might look fairly easy, but you do have to have knee, ankle, and hip and spine mobility in order to get through this one. So you go to where you need to. You can start here. This is a variation of child's, where your forehead is resting on the back of your hands, your bottom's up in the air, and you're breathing. And if it's comfortable for you, then sitting your bottom back, and resting. Now we have some options. I'd like to give us the option of letting our forehead rest on the back of our crossed forearms as you breathe. Here you feel great compression in your abdomen. You can really feel the breath being challenged. You can even hear it in my own voice when we're lying on our abdomen this way in this variation of child's pose. More traditional is the forehead might come down and we come into a very rounded position, C-spine rounded and the arms next to us. And we just breathe. So you decide the position that honors you, that feels good, that allows you to do what you need to do. And once again, that's another great one for relieving wind, getting gas to move out of your system. So just to give you the heads up. But that's really good news because oftentimes individuals will have a little bubble and it's uncomfortable. And instead of taking a medication, you can actually move your body and see if you can have that bubble move so that it doesn't hurt anymore. All right. Another posture that we can do when we're sitting is the seated forward bend. So you're sitting, if you're comfortable with your legs straight out ahead of you, then we will let the hands come to your shin or to the mat and just drop our chin down and bend forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Just noticing how that feels. And you can really tell that, the belly is being compressed when in this position as you stretch, and you'll feel a big stretch along the back of the body. In this position, we are purposely really rounding over and just noticing how that feels and breathing. We hold each posture for 3 breaths or 5 breaths, and then release, coming back up. Now, there's a couple of other postures that are a little bit more challenging, I'd say, but not impossible. And one of the postures is known as our bow pose. So a moment ago, I was on my abdomen. And so we can actually begin that process. I'm going to come back onto my stomach. And we could do the beginnings of bow pose, where we could bend one knee, then the other, and hold right here and breathe. And if you're comfortable with this, we might come up onto our elbows. And notice right here, I'm starting the process of a bow pose. Breathe. As we inhale and exhale. I might bring my arms back. Uh-oh. And hold on. Breathe. Not everyone's comfortable with this one. We could lift up. We could lift up or lift up. You can really notice how there's a lot of stretch along the front side body for that. But don't be in a rush to do something like that. Notice how I started us on our abdomen. Then I thought, well, okay, let's bend a knee, bend another knee. How's it going? I like to dorsiflex the ankles. And then I thought, well, let's come up onto our, just starting right here. This is a lot, and it's a wonderful way to get things started. Don't be in a rush. More is just more. It's not always better. So just wanted to share that with you. All right, now, going to move up into standing because there's a couple of other postures that we could try as well. Here we go. Coming up. All right. Now, there's a posture that's called garland pose that is it's like a big squat. So let me come to standing and I'll show it. I'm coming up to standing now, and let me adjust my camera. Okay, so this next posture is a variation of garland pose, which is a deep squat posture. And I'm going to come up to standing, so you won't see my head for a little while, but then I'm going to come back down. So thinking about this posture as a deep squat, we're going to have our feet wide, and then we're going to just bend. There is a variation where we might just begin to sit back. So I'm sitting back here and just dropping my bottom and breathing. And, this will really work those thighs. If we drop a little bit lower, again, your knees and your hips should be able to tolerate this, that we work into a variation of sitting down. Now, this is a big stretch, a variation of malasana or garland pose. And your ankles, your knees, your hips need to be able to function in this. But boy, there is sure a lot of pressure on my abdomen right now. And I'm lengthening my spine, and I can feel this one. This feels actually pretty good. This is a posture that I like to do regularly. But you don't have to be in a rush to try to do the deep squat. Here, I'm going to come on up, and I'm going to show, let me go get it, that you can actually, if you had a chair or something that you could go to, you could sit. I'm using a block right now, and I'm just doing my squat and dropping my body down. And slowly kind of letting my belly just kind of fall between my thighs and do my breathing. I might even drop my head down. So here's a variation that you can do in a very sturdy chair, or I've got this super block, and you can just drop down. And I'm just letting my belly and my thighs kind of come in contact, dropping my head down as I breathe. And it's a wonderful thing to work on. Inhaling and exhaling. And so I'll come up. Now, there's another posture that is a standing posture that's also fabulous for stimulating, lengthening through the torso and then creating a little rotation. And that is, now I call this posture a therapeutic triangle, and I'll show you what it looks like. Coming up to standing. So over here. Let's see now. Change some things here. There we go. Okay, so therapeutic triangle is nice to, again, create length in your torso, but also add a little bit of a twist. In my world, we'll do a standing therapeutic triangle on the right-hand side. Right foot turns out, the left foot turns slightly inward. Now, you can also do this up against the wall or hold on to something for balance. But we're going to hold strong, breathe. Create length through your torso, and notice how I'm turning my pelvis slightly to the long edge of the mat. It's not going to be perfect. And my torso, my actual chest is actually aligning with the mat. From here, shoulders back and down, I'm going to reach my left arm back. And with each breath, just feel the ribs, the belly. And then from here, strong through my legs, lengthening my torso. I'm going to just glide very lightly with my right hand down along the right thigh and just breathing. And then pressing through the strength of my legs. Inhale, come up. And exhale. And we could try the other side. So I'm turning the left foot out to the left side. The right foot turned in slightly. I'm strong through my legs. I'm pushing my legs into the mat, pressing my pelvis. And my hips are turning kind of to the right, but they're not going perfectly here. They're just kind of, they'll only go so far. But my abdomen, my torso, this is important. It is rotating here. And if I can create that extension through my spine and then this gentle rotation, guess what? We're rotating, we're twisting, we're stimulating this part of our abdominal area. Reach my right arm back, breathe. If I just stood right here, strong and long, this would be a wonderful practice. And I'm already massaging the insides. And then my left hand on my left thigh, I lengthen through my torso and I reach and breathe. Then I only go as far as the length of my spine stays, the strength of my legs, and I'm looking up to that right hand. Inhale and exhale, and just feeling the belly and the ribs move, and then strong through the legs, pushing back up. Inhale and exhale, turning the knees and feet face forward. And so, again, that's something that you can work on to encourage a mobilization of your internal organs, a massaging of the internal organs, the gut, encouraging motility, digestion, and elimination. So, yeah. Another posture that's kind of nice is our standing forward bend. It's kind of like our seated forward bend where you're standing and you just drop down. But once again, you just want to feel comfortable. Letting your head drop down, you're breathing. Hands on shins. You could bend the knees as much as you need to. Notice how that starts to get me. My belly's approximating on my thighs and I'm dropping down. And if at any time you're like, well, I can't reach the floor or that doesn't feel right, I'm going to reach for my trusty block. You could put your hands on a block in front of you. And just go to where you feel confidence, you can breathe. And then slowly roll up. Coming up. So those are some postures I hope that you might be able to explore. I just reviewed them very quickly. We held them for a few breaths. But guess what? When you want to get started, that's enough. Just start with an awareness of your breath. Feel how the belly and the ribs can move. And then just, feel that gentle massage. And yeah, even right here, sitting in a chair, I could do my spinal twist and breathe. So use your imagination. Use your breath, your diaphragmatic breath, to help you guide help guide yourself so that you know how much to do. And that is the premise of our therapeutic yoga here at Nydia's Yoga Therapy Studio, is to listen to your breath, let your nervous system downregulate, and let your body trust that what you're doing is a good idea. So anyway, thanks for watching. Reach out if you have any questions. Peace.